happy 2026. I'm here with my cup of tea because I'm still sick. We just came back from 4 days in Poland and it was so cold. And I'm actually surprised I didn't get sick during the 4 days we went there. We went skiing for 5 hours a day with lessons and everything, and I got sick the second we came back because we celebrated New Year's Eve in the middle of the forest and it was minus 16 degrees and I probably wasn't wearing enough clothes, but it was so cold. But I feel better now. I'm still a little bit sick, so I'm drinking my tea. I just want to address a few things that happened in 2025, remind myself of the new resolutions I have. 2025 started with me having a lot of goals and being very optimistic. This year I want to approach things a little bit differently. So instead of having goals, I just have things that I want to keep in mind this year. Because for example, if you're following me and you know me for a long time, then you're probably here because last year one of my biggest goals was to learn Dutch really well and also build all these social media accounts. And so I get a little bit sad if I compare the version of me from the start of the year, who was so motivated and so hopeful. The second I reached that goal, it coincided with me not being interested in that goal anymore. It felt like I had wasted my time a little bit and also disappointed so many people who were following me for a reason, and then I just lost interest. It didn't feel very good, so that's why instead of having goals this year, I just have things to keep in mind and things I want to change and habits I want to have. And I made a video in Dutch also explaining everything, so if you haven't watched it, you can watch that also. I explain the reason why I stopped learning Dutch and what happened. So one of the things I want to remind myself this year and to think more of the present version of me and the future version of me, none of the past version of me, which is what I've been trying to do for the past few months, because I don't really care about haters and mean people, but people that liked me before and now don't like me anymore, and just the feeling of disappointing so many people. That's what's hard for me, and I want to try this year to focus more on what I want to share and what I want to do, and not so much on the views and how many likes everything gets. I'm just talking online, like my approach to things online. It's weird right now. Anything I say in Dutch, or anytime I talk about the Netherlands, it works well and it gets views and the algorithm likes it, and then everything else doesn't work, and I'm just going to be patient about it. I also don't want to start another account. Maybe I might go back to speaking Dutch more in the future or travel to the Netherlands, and then I want a place to post that content. It's one of the videos I want to make of me going to the Netherlands, and I have to do it. I just don't know when, but until then I have to keep this account alive, otherwise it will die before I go to the Netherlands and make that video. And another advice I've had with social media is people telling me to have another niche or another topic to speak about, and I'm so scared of doing this because I know it's good advice and I know it's what you should do online if you want to have success. I'm just very scared of putting myself in a bubble again, where I can only speak one language, I can only talk about certain things, I can only share about one country, which is my fault. I should have been more strategic about everything, and I just didn't expect that I would not like learning Dutch anymore, that I would get tired of it. So that's why I didn't plan ahead. I just forced myself to keep going for 1 week, and then I said no, it's impossible. I'm still not sure about what I want to share and how I want to do things, and it's all very blurry in my mind, which is why I'm sad, because last year it was all so clear, and then this year it's the opposite. I love making videos, they're so nice, and I love watching them back sometimes, and I'm still very grateful for the people who watch things that I share on here. I want to prioritize moving more. This year, anytime there was something important going on, or I was stressed, or I didn't have the time, the first thing that went out of my plan for that day was always going to the gym or going to yoga or moving. I have to stop doing this because moving is so important. I also want to take more skiing classes. So when we were in Poland, I realized that I was doing so many things wrong and also learning so much. Just in 5 hours after that, I was so much better because they kept correcting everything I was doing wrong. Just little things, and it makes so much difference, which is so nice living here because the mountain is 2 hours away. And then this year I also learned the importance of hobbies. So I used to think for so long that any time that I wasn't productive, or any time that you weren't learning something or making money, I thought that it was a waste of time, and I still have to force myself sometimes to just disconnect. It's nice to have a hobby where you learn things. Sometimes it's not relaxing, and it's just another thing to focus on, which happened to me a lot with learning Dutch. So for so long I didn't have hobbies, and then last year I started having so many hobbies, and I want to do more hobbies this year. I love knitting. I love playing Animal Crossing. It's the only game I play because I still think sometimes that playing games is a waste of time. It's just a very strong belief in my mind, which is very confusing because I don't think that Netflix is a waste of time, but games, yes, I don't know. And also reading and being okay with reading fiction. I only read fiction if it's in another language, so I can learn more words, and because it's easier to understand than nonfiction. And then work-wise, this year I didn't make as much money as I wanted to. Basically because I needed a break from everything, and I was so unmotivated by anything, and yeah, my mental health hasn't been the best this year. Now it's better, but at the same time I'm also very happy because for the first time ever I'm finally okay with the way I want to do things and not comparing myself to other people. The way I would ideally make money in this world is I would have small little ways to make money that add up to a bigger amount, instead of having a 9 to 5 or a boss or anything like that. I don't mind the 9 to 5 part where you just go to work and then you come back home. That's what I like about a traditional job, because it gives you security, and then you know that at 5 o'clock you're done for the day and you can just relax, and it's a separation. I like having multiple little bosses, and yeah, basically being a freelancer. And I've tried it this year, and it's not going as well as I hoped, but it's also not going very badly. So I'm going to try harder this year to make this happen. And obviously, social media, I would love to monetize it, and it being part of what I said, the small things that add up. Well, I would love one of those small things to be social media this year. And also I'm grateful because this year I learned a few things about how the behind the scenes worked, because as a viewer I never knew these things. I had no idea how people actually make money on here, and now I have a better idea, and I don't love it for now, maybe because I'm very tiny. A brand sent me a contract and then I read it and it's weird, and that's also one of the things I want to try this year. It's not a goal because it looks so far away and impossible right now that I don't want to put it as a goal. I don't want to be too ambitious because I don't want to be disappointed, basically. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, it's okay. And also there's nothing wrong with having a job. If it doesn't work, then obviously I'll go get a job and it'll be fine. I don't have anything like go to the gym 3 times a day and learn a language for 1 hour every day. I don't have that anymore. So Happy New Year, and thank you for being here.